Lawns are a great place to connect with your garden, but they need a little bit of maintenance. And as we head into autumn, it's the perfect time to give them some tender loving care so they're at their best again come summer. Neil Tweedy's had 3 decades of turf growing and is a director of Turf Australia. So what's the point of having a lawn?
That's a great question, Costa. Just coming out of summer, a really hot time of year, one of the main attributes of a great lawn is a cooling effect. The average front lawn puts out enough cooling energy for, say, 2 air conditioners, which is fantastic.
What can we do to keep our summer lawns alive over winter?
In autumn and this time of year is a great time to look after your lawn. Especially important is moisture levels. Most people don't realise that over the autumn and winter period it's still dry. So even though it's cooled down, the grass still needs moisture, especially in areas where you've got large trees which rob the moisture and the fertiliser out of the soil.
How do you illustrate to people what's moist and what's dry?
Oh, that's easy, Costa. Everyone's got a screwdriver at home. So if you drive your screwdriver in this ground here, you see how hard it is, okay? But you push it in this ground here, it's quite moist. You can actually pull a little bit to the surface if you like, and you can see how moist the ground is underneath. That's what you want after good watering, okay? So good... Sorry. Aeration's important. So get a pitchfork out and aerate the soil. If it's a big area, you might want to hire an aerator.
How advantageous is a machine like this?
Oh, this is great for larger areas because it takes a lot of labour out of the job, but it has a twofold purpose. It takes a core out of the soil, which means you can get water and fertiliser and a bit of compost back down into the ground itself.
And how often would you recommend coring your turf?
Oh, I think every 12 months would be great because if you can keep that moisture level in the soil and irrigate less, you save on water, you'll save on fertiliser as well, and you'll have a much better result.
When it comes to mowing, is there a turf equivalent of a short back and sides, or is it better to leave it long and lush and bushy like a beard?
In autumn, on a buffalo variety like this one here, you see how that's a little bit longer. You probably wouldn't be able to go much less than that in height, but if you've got a little bit of extra leaf growth there, it won't hurt going to the winter period, especially if there's lots of frost around. I mainly mow my lawn in the winter time to clean the leaves off the top, so I just do a bit of a trim each week, and regular mowing is a good thing.
Now, everyone with a lawn has got some bare or dying patches, bit of damage here and there. What's your solution to bringing this back?
Well, if it's not a big patch like this one here, it's quite small, and we've got some nice new runners coming across there. What I would do with this, Cost, would just give it a light forking, okay? Get a bit of air back into the soil, loosen up a bit so that the roots of the plants can get well into the soil. It'll also help retain some moisture there. Then I would get some fertiliser and lightly sprinkle some over the top of that. And maybe just incorporate that a little bit. And then we can get a little bit of topsoil. We can throw that on the surface and level that off.
One of my favourite tasks with the leveller. And that just combs it in.
That's right. And then a bit of water on that regularly, and that turf will come through.
If you look at grass as a big part of your garden, it's going to be prone to getting some weeds. What are some of your solutions for managing weeds?
Yeah, we can always get weed seeds blowing from somewhere. So I think the best thing to handle weed issues in your lawn is water it well and fertilise it well, and then mow the weeds out as well, okay? If you get little pesky weeds like winter grass come through, they produce a seed head. Now, 1 year's seed is like 7 years weed. So if you can keep on top of those things and perhaps chip a few of those weeds out every now and then, maybe once a week, just to take the burden away from you, and just keep on top of it, you'll have a good lawn.
And what about pests in the lawn?
Well, the main pests we get on the farm are African black beetle and Argentinian scarab, and they have larvae which eat the roots of the plant. A good way to treat those naturally is to use tea tree oil and eucalyptus oil, and that's available at some of the nursery outlets as a mixed up product already.
So whether you've got a patch of lawn the size of a postage stamp or a football field, spending a little bit of time on it at this time of the year will ensure that you'll be seeing green come summer.